A woman wakes up to find herself lying on a smooth curved surface. She moves just a little bit. Her body began to slide downward. The woman did not dare to move lightly. She cautiously looked around. She saw that there were countless such surfaces in the distance, and beneath her feet was a bottomless abyss. The woman began to breathe heavily. Finally, she calmed herself down. She pressed her right foot against the ground. Her hands were pressed against the surroundings. Then little by little, she pushed herself upward. The woman looked to the sky to slow her breathing and then continued to try. However, the accident just cut her hands. The blood flowing out made her unable to push. The woman closed her eyes and held back the pain, wiped all the blood on her body, and then blow dry her palms with her mouth. When the blood was completely dry, her right hand was finally able to use the strength. Next, she dried her left hand like she did earlier. With both hands and feet working together, her body finally moved up. In this way, the woman wiped the blood while moving up. At that moment she saw the same bloody handprint on the concrete floor opposite. The same bloody handprints appeared on the concrete, and as she kept moving, those handprints also more and more. The woman didn't have time to think about it, because at this moment in her surroundings, there were screams coming from all around her. It seems that those people also suffered the same as her. The woman endured the pain and kept moving upwards to get. At this time, the whole surface has been rubbed with blood. At that moment she suddenly felt a cold face, so she put her hand over. With a thunderclap, it was raining heavily in the sky. The woman pressed her hands against the wall and did not dare to move, but the body still slipped down. The pain from the ground rubbing the wound. The woman could not help but scream out. Seeing her body continue to slide down, she wrapped the necklace around her hand, increased the friction of the body. The woman woke up with a start and found herself flying into the sky with her bed. I thought she would be very scared. I did not expect to close her eyes. Surprisingly, she jumped straight down. What's even more outrageous is that the woman fell for a few minutes and then fell on another bed. Look down, there are actually 4 beds. The woman directly as a staircase rolled down, continued to fall down, but not long after another bed caught. Look at the eyes. There were all kinds of beds floating in the sky. There was even a dog floating. The woman sat down on the bed to take a rest and watched a rocket going up in the sky, then continued to fall down. When she was about to reach the ground again, the woman pulled the corner of the bed to look in the direction of home, and then leapt. Wisdom landed on the bed of her own house. The man knew about the woman's experience and also wanted to experience the feeling of flying to sleep in the sky, so he used a paraglider to bring his bed to the sky. I didn't expect that it really worked, so the man set the alarm clock, put on the eye mask, and get ready to sleep. It looks like quite comfortable. I want to go to experience, but do not have the professional training, or do not try. If you are not careful, you may not be able to return. Half an hour later the alarm clock went off. The man opened his eyes to see just about to reach the ground, so adjust the angle. Began to land towards the safe area. Finally landed safely on the beach. The woman accidentally gained superpowers, but she couldn't even beat one person because she gained the ability to turn things. The superpower of turning things into Oreos, whether it's a teddy bear or a picture on the wall, even water in a glass or a cell phone for phone calls. She can turn things into Oreos with just one finger. Just when the woman was complaining to her husband about the uselessness of this power, the unlucky Jack suddenly appeared. The woman looked back, accidentally pointed at Jack. Jack instantly disintegrated into Oreos. The couple was immediately shocked. How can you turn people into Oreos? Thinking of this, 2 people rushed to hide Jack's body, but there were too many. Jack decomposed into Oreos. The drawer in the bedroom, the oven in the kitchen, cups on the table still cannot be hidden. Jack finally just dug a big hole in the backyard. If he couldn't bury them, he digested them himself. But even so, the couple still felt uneasy, so they planned to escape tonight. But at that moment, there was a knock on the door outside the house. The other person said he was a police officer. They didn't even think about it and ran away. They were about to be caught up. The woman turned around. A police officer instantly turned into Oreo. But the police have helicopter resources. It seems to run is not to run away. The woman's heart ruthlessly turned the helicopter into Oreo. At the same time also attracted more police. At that moment, the husband suddenly asked if you can turn the moon into Oreos. The woman did not understand a little, but still pointed to the sky. The policeman thought the world was going to end. Turn around and run. The couple also escaped a disaster. In the next second,